hoping it ferments.
Remember when I used to carry a handle of whiskey on me in that big trench coat I had? Like it was like the Columbine guy where he pulls all the shotguns out of his pants.
But for booze,
I had like 160 beers on me. That
you were Columbine, but you were threatening to unload your personality on everyone.
You were like Duff Man.
Duff Man is giving a cry for help. Yeah, but we were at the Improv, and I won't say any names, but I walked up to like you and Jack and somebody else, and there's a comic who looks like Norbert's wife, but she's actually the Nutty Professor's wife, and I confused her with another comic.
Oh no!
Who was also in Tattoo, just seen at a show.
Who we had just seen at a show, and I was like, I wasn't even trying to be mean. I was just like, oh, I saw you at the Satellite. You were great. And then she's like, oh, I didn't perform at the Satellite. And then I was like, in my head, I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no.
And I'm standing there like Jack Nicholson from Anger Management gif, where I'm just like,
yeah.
Oh, this is not gonna go well.
No, not gonna go well. And then I was like, anyway, good night, everybody. And I just walked outside because and I started chain smoking cigarettes. And the way the Improv is built, there's this big wall into the bar, so I could just watch you and Connor get in a fight with 3 black comics who were bigger than us about whether or not I was racist.
I was like literally just defending you, like he's not right, like
which made it worse. Yeah, and it was literally so funny because I knew they were arguing about me, but I couldn't tell what they were saying. And then at one point, like one of the black comics, I just saw him like turn to me, just be like, "Racist motherfucker," and then like turn back around, and I did again. And I was chain smoking, and then at one point, the black comic, I got confused with Norbert's wife, walked outside, and was like, "You confused me with this other comic." I was like, and I did say, I go, "Yeah, I'm very racist." And then she tried to fuck me later that night. So
she tried to. We hung out with her the rest of the night.
Yeah.
So, it was all bullshit. It was just to make you uncomfortable.
No, of course. But in the moment, I'm 26. I'm having a panic attack because I don't know how. You know, as like a grown man, I'd be like, oh, who gives a shit, you know?
Right.
But I was still in a state where I could be held hostage with that.
I've been accused of being racist and homophobic less doing this show than I was in 2016, just among comedians.
That is true.
Like, I got accused of being racist constantly. Mm-hmm. As did you, I guess. And now I have I do this show and no one calls me.
The comments never say anything about you being racist.
But they mean it ironically.
Fans.
They know.
Mm-hmm.
They know it's all a big.
Yeah.
They know it's all a goof.
You look outside.
I'm out marching with Hassan Piker and Adam Conover.
You look outside and see protesters with like flaming torches. You're like, fans. Ironic fans.
When did you get called? I remember the "I'm gay" shirt, but what else happened with you?
Oh, I got called racist all the time. Are you kidding me?
No, I know, but I'm just trying to.
I don't want to name any
not people, but just like for bits, like they're on stage. Or?
Yeah, and then remember that Facebook thing with that guy?
Oh right.
Yeah. You remember the whole thing?
Yeah.
He was trying to tell people I called him the N-word, and that never happened.
Somebody else took your phone and wrote something.
Yeah, but he didn't even call him.
Didn't even say that. The guy pretended. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, all those guys died in an old mine shaft in 2020. So those guys
they all had their heads chopped off on Thunder Mountain.
I know. They were barely surviving before COVID hit, and then COVID hit, and they turned into like Stephen King's The Stand. You just see them on Facebook. They're in like Nevada, wandering through the desert, like dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think you won.
There were a lot of people that we used to know in comedy, and then when the pandemic hit, I would like check Facebook, and they'd be like working on Murder Mountain, like they were like sex slaves, like being forced to like smuggle weed in their ass cheeks and shit. And people are putting hoods over their heads and driving them on ATVs into the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and they're still doing open mics about it. Getting up and being like, so I was chained to a fucking truck and raped for fuel. That's fucking weird.
Oh my god.
That was my favorite period of COVID is when the people who should kill themselves but keep doing comedy started doing comedy. They're like there was like I think there was like 3 months where like there's like people we know like if they don't do like there's the gun's always an inch away from their forehead, and the only thing keeping them from killing themselves is grinding at open mics.
They're like sharks. They have to keep swimming.
They have to keep bombing or they'll die.
Yes, exactly.
And it was like 3 months into COVID, those people were finally like, all right, I know about a secret show inside of a Macy's full of homeless people.
Yeah.
I'm going to go there and bomb.
Yeah, it looks like fucking like Dead Rising or some shit.
Yeah.
It's a mall of. I know a place where everybody's a zombie and they're all eating each other.
Dude, I'm performing at the mall from Dawn of the Dead. There's a sniper on the roof taking people out.
There's a classic game plan for bad comics that like eventually are like, all right, they got to figure something else out, and they start making like 3rd grade level art.
Yeah.
Online, like stick figures, and then they start saying like, "I'm selling my art now." Like, asking people for money for their art, and it's literally like
It's popsicle sticks
It's-
glued together with Elmer's glue.
yes,
It's like this one's a cat, and this one's my mom, and this one's my dad.
This one, so I took my shit and put googly eyes on it. And all of my fans, I have no fans, but all of my fans go buy it. My content exists to get made fun of by better open micers.
it didn't work out. What were we were talking about how it's kind of funny, like all the people that want to make it in comedy on that level of like traditionally with the industry, like it's just a bunch of people vying for the opportunity to have billionaires launder money through their existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're making yourself into a shell corp, but you receive none of the money, really.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because you still make like $60,000 a year or whatever.
Yeah.
You're still like kind of fucked.
Yeah.
By writing for some show.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly. You're like,
Yeah.
I made it. And no one even knows. You know, you write for a show on like AutoZone.com.
Right.
And no one has any clue
And they're like,
how to watch it.
I got a show on CISO, the CISO app. It's called Pedophile. Who's a Pedophile? And we all fuck kids on it, and that's the show. And they're like, I'm really excited about this opportunity. I pay them, and I also got fucked by the kids.
I know a lot of people, including my great friend, who they worked on that Big Mouth show, which was just like, you just write pedophile anthems for the DNC.
Yeah.
Really, it was like 6 straight years of like, you just write like a song where a bunch of like 4th graders are like, and then we sucked the cock and Titty fucked the teacher and I fucked a kid and
Yeah, no, it's literally like, it's like...
puberty.
Big Mouth, it was like 10 Jews and like 2 black people that we knew in a writer's room being like, all right, so what if an adult takes the kids to an island and rapes them?
They go, that's
And
been
then,
done before.
yeah, then Nick Kroll's like, that was our first step.
Nick Kroll's like, my dad did that. Sorry, my dad already did that. He'll sue us.
Yeah, my dad, who's the CIA for rich pedophiles, did that. And they go, John, what do you think? And then John is snorting baby laxative out of a child's asshole.
Oh, John Mulaney.
John Mulaney,
He's
yeah.
cut up. He's like, is it cake? And then he cuts a knife through a baby. He's like, it wasn't cake.
Anyway, I'm going to do some rails. But don't worry, there'll be some really mid-comedy about it later.
Yeah.
Now, and then Big Mouth apparently is like our generation's Seinfeld. Like,
Great. Awesome.
Apparently, people absolutely love it.
they're
That's
starting their 7th season. It's like a huge show. People love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Megan Thee Stallion's on it this year.
you know,
Shaking her giant freakazoid ass.
my best friend worked on it and was a character on it for 5 years. I could never once tell him I liked it. I would just go, I'm happy for you, man. Yeah.
Well, that was funny. Your friends would get something, and then you're like, you would kind of kill yourself because you're like, okay, I know I have to watch it because it's really big for them. Mm-hmm. And you put it off for a couple weeks, and they keep asking you. You finally have to sit down and be like, okay, all right, here we go. Make it through 2 eps. You can say you watched it. Mm-hmm. You'd be like, oh god, this sucks
I'm
ass.
so proud of you, buddy.
Yeah.
It sucked so bad.
So proud of you.
And then you send the customer like, hey, watch the show. It was 22 minutes long. Great stuff. The whole thing had credits.
There was sound.
I mean,
My TV. The screen was on.
yeah, you got.
You go, it was in 4K.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The TV was great.
You turn into like
TV did a great job.
You turn into Jiminy Glick for your friends, where you're just like, so how do they make the pictures move like that? How do they make the cartoons move? Hey guys, with the changing of the seasons, it's time to change up the way you cook. Like,
To get the thing you want, and then you go and then you jump down.
yeah. He's just like, by the way, the snakes escaped out of the pet food store. So grab a hammer on your way in. Just drop it off when you leave.
It's like American Ninja Warrior just to get like a fucking hammer.
Yes, I swear to God, I'm not doing a bit. They all had severe learning disabilities. Like they all were hit by the same car that hit a Roseanne. They couldn't talk. They didn't know what I was trying to say. They were very like mentally challenged.
Yeah.
People. And there was this one aisle where it was just it was plungers that looked like a shotgun. And there's shit laying everywhere. Bags of trash, things on the floor. Like, it looks like a Kmart, but it's just screws and, like, hammers and stuff. And there's all these shotguns that look like plungers. I'm like, that's
our country.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
That's it. It's 3 retarded guys somehow opened up.
You can't even
This
get
store.
motivated to unclog your toilet unless you feel like you're taking somebody's life.
Everything has to be, because that's gay.
Yeah, it's gay.
I'm not just gonna get the shit out of my toilet. I'm
Right.
gonna shoot this shit.
You know, dude, it literally is somebody being like, oh, I used my plunger. It felt like I was jacking off a guy. So can you turn it into a gun so I don't feel like a fag? When I have to push my massive non-gay shits through the pipe.
They came out of my straight asshole.
I haven't ate a vegetable in 20 years because I associate that with having cum in my face because I'm insane. So my turds are like cinder blocks that are gooey. And every time I'm just trying to push them through the modern, like pipes that were still built for Americans, it doesn't work. I feel gay. So can you turn my shit thing into a gun?
It's a big shotgun. And dude, when I checked out, I was with my father-in-law because we remodeled the baby room to make it look like a baby room. And with my father-in-law, and he checks us out and he looks up and he goes, "You two live together? Or separate homes?" And I didn't know if he was like, I was like, "Are you a fucking like swinger? Like, are you wondering if we're like, are we together or something?"
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm in town from Texas. He lives here, and he goes, and we go, what? And he goes,
"What's the password?" You're like, "Fidelio." He opens up the back door. It's a bunch of fat retards wearing wrestling masks, just having gay sex with each other.
they're all butt fucking each other.
Yeah, they're shoving the shotgun plunger up their asses.
Shit. Dude, he kept doing this, and he was like, follow me. And we're like, all right. Like, we were both laughing, like, I don't know what the hell is about to happen. And we walked past this aisle that, like, has all these pictures of parakeets and parrots, and, like, there's still, like, bags of bird seed that are, like, tucked in the bag.
Well, that's their food now.
And he leads us to this one tower. Swear to God, the whole tower was Traeger grill barbecue sauce. And he goes, take one each. You each get one.
Whoa.
He goes, any pick you want, rubs or sauces. And I was like, really? And they were coated in like the Jumanji dust.
What is going on at this hardware store?
He just let us have one. So my father-in-law picked out a rub, and then I got a barbecue sauce, and we looked at the expiration date. They were both expired, but we were like,
Yeah, but
I mean,
you knew
no
if
turning back now.
You knew if you refused, he'd like rip your face off like a chimpanzee. He'd rip your face off and then throw it across the store like a discus.
It's like a condemned building. There's like nails everywhere. It looked like a hurricane went through the building. I'm not being a retard about it. And they're just retarded at a fold out.
No. Dude, it's like
Playing Chinese
I know.
checkers. And when you ask them a question, they go, yeah. And they all turn and look at you.
Yeah.
Like they're huddled over the something in the woods and they're eating it.
when they're playing Chinese checkers, and when they jump a piece, they get to eat it. Funny.
This is the barbecue I give to retarded guys like me. Retarded gay guys like you guys.
I think what it was is it used to be a Ralph's that went out of business or relocated. Then it became a pet food store that went out of business, and then it became an Ace Hardware. And it's a failing business, and this guy's letting his 3 retarded sons run it.
Yeah.
Or he died because they were all old. They were